Have you ever accomplished a goal only to just immediately move on to the next thing? Most of us don't stop to celebrate. We hit a goal, check the box, and then look to see what's next. But what if that's not just a missed opportunity? What if skipping that moment of celebration is actually making it harder to reach your next goal? When was the last time you paused to celebrate, big or small? Because success isn't just about the post-worthy moments, it's about recognizing every step along the way. After 17 years of leading teams, I've seen how taking time to appreciate wins transforms challenges into motivation. And I've tested this recently myself. Getting to the 5th episode of this YouTube series has pushed me in so many ways, and celebrating throughout has helped me to stick with it. So today we're diving into why celebrating our wins, especially the small ones, might just be the secret to building long-term success. When I learned about the science behind success, everything clicked. Let's talk about what's going on in here for a second. Our brains are wired to focus on failures. It's called the negativity bias. But when we intentionally celebrate what's working, we interrupt that pattern. We create a positive feedback loop. Celebrating progress triggers dopamine, that feel-good chemical that tells our brain, hey, this is working, let's keep going. And when we celebrate with others, we get a natural hit of oxytocin, which builds trust and connection. This is especially important when working towards shared goals in the workplace. Celebrating successes also reduces stress and lowers the risk of burnout by fostering a sense of accomplishment and control. In a culture that glorifies nonstop hustle, celebration can feel indulgent, but skipping it isn't efficient. It can take a toll and slow us down. It can drain motivation and raise our risk of burnout. Expert Christina Maslach even named insufficient reward as one of the top causes of burnout. In my day job, I start every team meeting with a simple prompt: share a success, challenge, and failure. People are quick to name challenges and failures. Most struggle with naming a success. Let's change that. Here are 5 strategies that have helped me and that might help you develop this critical habit. Success isn't about achieving that big, hairy, audacious goal that Jim Collins talks about. It's about making progress. According to the Harvard Business Review article, The Power of Small Wins, the single most important factor that boosts mood and motivation during the workday is progress. Even tiny wins matter. They build momentum. This article introduces the progress principle, which highlights that celebrating any progress, however minor, is crucial for maintaining motivation. The second strategy is anchoring in meaningful work, because progress only fuels motivation when the work matters to us. Celebrating success in work that feels aligned, work that feels important, has a much bigger impact than celebrating random tasks. If you're not sure what's meaningful to you, check out episode 4 in the series where I dive deep into uncovering your purpose to do what matters most. What I love about creating this channel is that it gives me a space to reflect, learn, and share, all in the hopes that my lessons learned might also help someone else along the way. These activities are tied to my core values and purpose and extend beyond the number of likes and subscribers. But, while you're here, if you're enjoying this episode, I hope you'll consider a like and subscribe. The third strategy is to set SMART goals while also planning in rewards in advance. SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, and time-bound. They're important, but they're not enough on their own. Break your goals into bite-sized wins and build in purposeful rewards. When we set small daily goals and actually celebrate when we hit them, that's powerful. By doing this, we're essentially pre-planning opportunities to celebrate success. I want to circle back to the difficulty that my team sometimes has in identifying their successes. Because I know what they're working toward when they share their progress, I coach them to connect the dots between their day-to-day work and their bigger goals. And when those dots connect, we celebrate together. The next strategy is to reflect and track progress. It's often overlooked, but it's crucial. So here are some simple ways that you can reflect and track. A regular practice of mindfulness allows us to pause and acknowledge our growth. Mindfulness can also reduce stress and boost emotional resilience. Episode 2 in this series focuses on mindful self-compassion if you want to learn more. Another way is to journal our achievements. I keep a success journal where I write down the things that I'm proud of. Research suggests that journaling about successes can help improve self-esteem, build confidence, and encourage a growth mindset. This is especially powerful at work, where so many of us believe our hard work should speak for itself, but the truth is it often doesn't. Our journal becomes proof that we can do hard things, proof that we're making progress even when it doesn't feel like it. I like to go back and review my list when I'm feeling discouraged because it's so easy to forget and to focus on my latest misstep. The next strategy is to create a visual progress tracker. We can use visual representation like a progress chart or a vision board to track our journey. Seeing progress in a tangible way boosts motivation and encourages perseverance. I'll admit, I don't personally do this yet, but I think that it's a great idea and I wanted to share. What I do instead is maintain a habit tracker in my weekly planner. I check off the days that I work on the goals I've set. I don't know what it is about the simple act of checking off little boxes, but it's so satisfying. And this probably sounds cheesy, but checking off the box can feel like a reward in and of itself. Last but not least, celebrate intentionally. I'm not talking about a massage or expensive meal out, although those absolutely have their place. I'm referring to the daily celebrations that keep us going. Studies show that small rewards activate the brain's dopamine system and increase motivation by up to 40%. Celebration isn't just a reward, it's a signal to our brain that says, "This mattered, I did it." Here are 5 simple ways that I've used to mark the moment. Celebrate with gratitude. Take a moment to acknowledge the effort it took to get here. Not just our individual effort, but the people who support us along the way too. Gratitude isn't just a feel-good habit. Research shows that it increases happiness and strengthens relationship, both of which are key ingredients for long-term success. I knew that I would need all the support I could get when I began my YouTube journey, so I started a gratitude journal about 6 months ago. Every day I reflect on the things that I'm grateful for, as well as my successes and the lessons I've learned. Together with my mindful self-compassion practice, reflecting at the end of each day has helped me to strengthen my ability to experience gratitude in the moment. The next strategy is to share wins with others. Tell someone. Seriously, when we share our progress with people we trust, we reinforce the achievement in our own mind and build a sense of connection. Whether it's a friend, a colleague, or a partner, it's okay to say, "Hey, this was a big deal for me and I'd love to share." That simple act can keep us energized for what's next. It might feel awkward at first and perhaps even a little arrogant, but I know that I love celebrating other people's progress and successes, so I keep that in mind whenever I hesitate to share mine. The third is through movement. Physical activity reduces endorphins and helps lock in that sense of accomplishment. It's not just about exercise, it's about embodying the win. Dance it out, take a victory walk, stretch with intention, whatever feels good to you. I can't tell if my children are laughing at me or as an expression of joy when I dance out my celebrations in front of them. I choose to believe it's the latter. The fourth is to create a victory ritual. Mark the moment with something simple but meaningful. Maybe it's a favorite tea, a music playlist, or lighting a delicious smelling candle when we're proud of a daily success. These small rituals signal to our brain that we're capable of doing hard things. Over time, they build a powerful association between effort and joy. I love the ritual of brewing tea and savoring it while I reflect on my accomplishment. I have a special one just for this purpose. It's a simple green tea with toasted rice and reminds me of my grandma. I like to think that I'm sharing the moment with her as she looks down on me with pride. Finally, in case I didn't make this clear, we don't want to wait until the final result to celebrate. Pause and reflect on how far we've come throughout the process, the late nights, the mindset shifts, the grit, and resilience. Research shows that when we recognize growth throughout the process, not just at the end, we feel more fulfilled and motivated to keep going. And make the celebrations feel good to you. This isn't about perpetuating trophy culture. Integrating these strategies has helped me to stay motivated, reduce stress, and create the kind of momentum that lasts. So what does success mean to you? For me in this YouTube channel, completing each step required before I post a single video is success. It took me a while to build a system that feels sustainable. I'm proud of the content I've developed. I love that I'm able to share this process with my family, that they're on this journey together with me. And the support that I've received from loved ones, that's success too. I don't know how many more videos are in my future, but success isn't what happens at the end. It's about showing up for every step, being open to growth, and saying yes to what's possible. I also learned that success comes from doing, not from waiting until I felt ready. It's about moving forward even when I feel uncertain or doubt my abilities, and I know that that's easier said than done. So in the final episode of this series, we're going to explore the 1% rule. It's a powerful mindset shift that is ridiculously simple, but hands down, the most important one that's helped me to keep going, even on days when I didn't think I had it in me. Subscribe so you don't miss it. See you there.